Greetings, NOBTS and Level College. Hope that you had a good weekend. We made it through another week and another weekend, and here we are on Monday ready to start another week as we go through this new situation that we find ourselves in with COVID-19. I do want to encourage you to continue keeping distance from people, continue paying attention to the guidelines and the parameters set forth by our legal officials. These are important measures that we're taking right now. We need to stick to them so that we can flatten the curve and save people's lives. I just want to give you one word of encouragement this morning from the book of Exodus, chapter 2. Typically, when we go to the book of Exodus, we pay attention to the 10 Commandments or the parting of the Red Sea or the 10 plagues or all of those other exciting parts of the book. But I want to point to, in chapter 2, verse number 23 through 25. Listen to what the Word of God says. It's at the beginning of the process. Moses has just fled to Midian. And it says, "Now it happened in the process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel groaned because of the bondage, and they cried out, and their cry came up to God because of the bondage. And so God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And God looked upon the children of Israel, and God acknowledged them." The last thing in the world I want to do is compare our current situation to the situation of the children of Israel as they were in bondage against Pharaoh. But in the same way that God heard their groaning and remembered them, because he is a covenant God that remembers his promise. Listen, if it's true that he remembered his people back then, he remembers his people now also. And so as we cry out to God, we trust the fact that he will provide for us. We trust the fact that he will get us through this awful moment that we're in. And when we come out the other side, we will be able to give him praise. So be encouraged with that. I do want to update you on a couple things here very quickly. First of all, summer registration is now open. You're going to see some things over the next 24 hours or so where we start to float those things out there, but it is time to go ahead and start thinking about summer registration. So look out for those things, and now's the time to go ahead and sign up for your summer classes. Students are asking whether or not those are going to be online or residential. As of right now, we're going with our regular plan. The president did extend the stay-at-home and shelter-in-place types of guidelines through April 30th. We'll see where we're at the end of those. As of right now, we'll go forward with our regular schedule, and if in fact we have to change that around, we stand at the ready to make those adjustments in real time with various options for us. And so we're going to proceed on at this time, but summer registration is open. You want to go ahead and jump in for those. Many of you participated if you were on campus Friday night on our campus front yard picnic, where we came and we grabbed a burger, went back to our homes or to our balconies, and we sat in our front yards and such, and just had a time where we could talk with our neighbor across the road or throughout the side yard or something like that. On the whole, I thought that was a great event, and I've heard nothing but encouragement from you folks. So we're grateful to God that we had the opportunity to do that. We're going to start looking this week to see if there's other events that we could do like that in the future, where we maintain the distance and we maintain all of the precautions that have been given to us, but at the same time allow us to fellowship. And so we'll keep you up to speed on those if we come up with any more of those in the coming days. I do want to remind you, as what I mentioned last week, that this Thursday 11:30 Central Time, we're going to have a student prayer time that we're going to do over Blue Jeans. I'll be in that meeting. I want to invite you to come into that. You'll get an email from us, and so make sure you look out for that email and then jump into that meeting with us. We'd love to have you participate in that so we can all just pray together. In terms of campus update, there's still no known cases on campus, and we're encouraged by that. Moreover, students that have been feeling sick, that have stayed in quarantine and isolation, are beginning to feel much better now, and so we continue to monitor those situations, but we're encouraged that we still have no known cases on campus. If that changes, we will certainly let you know about that. Now, a word of caution and a word of just honesty here. As you know, we are going into perhaps the peak week of this here in the city of New Orleans. This week, it's going to get a lot worse. The numbers are going to go up. We've done a lot of testing in recent weeks and in recent days. And as those results start to come back, the confirmed cases in our city are going to go up a lot this week. You need to know, sitting here today, that that's going to happen. Doesn't mean that it doesn't alarm us when we see those numbers confirmed, but just we're aware of the fact, sitting where we sit today, that these numbers are going to get worse. We're doing our part. And on the whole, throughout our city, it seems like people are doing their part. There's still some places and still some people out there that are acting like knuckleheads. And I want to encourage you, do not participate in those things. So we're doing our part on the whole for our campus for sure, and many people throughout the city are doing that. So stay the course with those measures. It is going to get worse this week, but God is going to get us through this. And just going to say to you, if any of you are experiencing any kind of symptoms, if you start to get sick, there are test sites all around us. You can do a quick little Google search on those. I know the UNO Lakefront Arena, you can go there for testing. Mahalia Jackson, you can go there as well and you can get tested. So if you have any type of needs for those types of things, make sure that you go get tested if you need to. So those are the updates for this week. Be encouraged, press on, continue with what God's put in front of you to do, and we're going to make it through. God bless you. We'll see you the next time.